If you're in the hard money business, whether you're lending directly or brokering deals, you know that finding the right clients can make or break your success. Today, I'm going to show you how to maximize the potential of Meta ads to generate high quality leads that keep your pipeline full so you can get more applications and ultimately fund more deals. My name is Raphael Angel with AdaptBuzz. We're a growth marketing partner that helps clients across industries such as banking, mortgage, financial services, and e-commerce scale their advertising and drive sales more profitably and effectively. Today, I'm going to explain how you can target hard money borrowers, the ads, and give you the landing page setup to use. So as soon as you're done watching this video, you can put this to the test yourself. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright everyone, so what's going to happen here is we like to actually lay out our who we're targeting before we even start our campaign. So I typically do this, and my media buying does this before we launch anything. We try to get really specific. So really quick, I'm going to break this down, and I highly recommend you go ahead and implement this too. So what we're starting out with right here is we're promoting hard money loans. So obviously our audience is narrowed to really landlords, real estate investors. You could even expand a bit to self-employed borrowers as well. Now there are just a few things though we need to address and we need to know before we actually can structure and build a proper ad. And I'm going to go through those right now, but you can see it on the screen right here. So there's a doc. So right here, what's the situation most of them are in? So if you think about it, most that are looking for hard money loans, they're looking to obviously expand their portfolio. That's a given. Now you should try putting yourself in their foots first. Now, what do I mean by that? We need to understand exactly what kind of problem are we solving for here, so we could create our angles in our ads. What do I mean by that? There's a framework for it. It's called the Problem Agitation Solution Framework. Some of you might have heard of it. Some of you, may not have, and that's okay. But this is a framework that I like to use to be able to get extremely specific about what problem I'm going to solve. Because if I don't have a problem I'm going to solve, then there's nothing for me to promote it or advertise in the first place. So I need to come up with a good angle based off of a problem. And let's go ahead and I already went through this, and again, I already have this set up, but go ahead and take this framework. Don't use it verbatim, but go ahead and implement something like this. So what is the ICP? The ICP, that's the ideal customer profile. Real estate investors, landlords. They're an investor looking to access capital to possibly purchase a property in the future. Maybe they have, capital. Maybe they don't. Maybe they have relationships with the bank. Maybe they don't. They're self-employed business owners. They probably run a profitable business, have investment properties. They are probably looking to expand their portfolio without risking their own capital. So these are individuals that typically can't get approved very easily for a traditional bank loan. So that is the problem that we're solving for here. After that, we need to agitate this problem so we can amplify it. So what's an example of this? So let's go ahead and just check this out. There's nothing worse than putting hours into a deal, a real estate deal. So from a real estate investor's perspective, there's nothing worse than putting all this time into a deal, all the due diligence, everything, just to not be able to close. It's pointless. No one does that with the intention of doing it just for free. So it's important for us to be able to understand that. Now, it can be because, loan approvals, again, from a bank just take way too long. Or the deal is just now done and over. So essentially this is the problem that they face, and this is the amplified version of it. You're putting in all this time, all this effort, sometimes for it to just fall flat because you can't close on it. You don't have the capital. So another basic tip I like to do too, add some sort of metaphor into this, because you want to be able to convey this in a way that's familiar, that they're going to be familiar with in the ad. So I'd like to think of this, sort of like a chef. You know, let's say you have some big ribeye steaks, right? You have some ribeyes. You have, some potatoes. All of it's raw, by the way. Let's say you have some super amazing spices and ingredients. But the only problem is you don't got a cast iron, you don't got a stove, you don't have a kitchen, you don't have anything. So, in essence, you can't really do anything. So that is one way to bring some sort of commonality to their problem. Add a bit of humor. Now, moving on. How can we convey a solution? So, Hard Money Loans offer a solution for these people with giving them a timeline to close way faster. So, typically some banks might take longer. Traditional banks, a hard money lender can do it. Some could do it in a week, 2 weeks. Some could do it in 30 days, depending on the lender. So knowing that is also important. How competitive can you be in terms of your ability to fund the loan? So you can use this also as an angle to present the solution. And it's typically one of the biggest angles, is that most of these individuals are targeting have that problem of not being able to get the funding they need. Now we are able to solve that problem through a hard money lender. So again, guys, what's the whole goal of this campaign? The whole goal of this campaign is to generate yourself some leads so you can eventually turn them into applications and closed clients. Alright guys, so now that we've done a bit of work, we now have a better idea. We understand our goal. We understand our target audience. Now we need to put together our path to being able to generate leads. So we have to lay out our creatives. And the creatives that I have run before for our clients is going to be in typically 2 to 3 ads. So we set up 2 to 3 ads initially when we're starting this out. I like to do one short video ad and then have just 2 static ads. So that's how we set it up. You should. Many of the times when I talk with some brokers or lenders that are in the hard money business, they've tried this before. The only problem is they're just not doing enough creatives, and they're not testing enough. They haven't actually tested enough and haven't structured their campaign properly. So again, I'm going to be tearing that down completely and walking you guys through that. So let's go ahead and, now that we know all that, start building out our ad. So guys, it's important to know if we're advertising on Facebook, Facebook's a pattern disruption platform. I'm gonna probably say this in all my videos, but it is. So it has to grab attention, and I would recommend, if you're gonna do a video, it has to be very engaging. There has to be movement in it. There has to be things moving fast, because you have to catch attention. You have to. The caption and the messaging has to remain consistent. It has to remain consistent. It has to remain consistent from the ad to the landing page. There can't be inconsistencies. People don't like inconsistencies. Okay? So let's go ahead and build this out. Alright everyone, so our ad now is set up. It's good to go. I'm about to play it for you guys right now. Go ahead, let's check it out. I'm gonna stop talking.
If you take a loan out for your next investment property without trying this, you will be beating yourself with a stick. Imagine you're a gourmet chef preparing for a banquet, and the finest ingredients are lined up on the counter to cook fat, juicy ribeye steaks for your hungry guest. They sit eagerly waiting in the dining room. One huge problem, chef. You have no kitchen to cook in. Real estate investors can prepare and be ready to seal the deal, only to be held back by traditional banks. Their stringent credit requirements and slow processes mean watching helplessly as another investor snags the property you wanted. That is exactly where a hard money lender comes in, like a fully equipped kitchen to a chef. They are there to provide the tools you need to succeed if you are a landlord or investor with a game-changing deal that you know can make work. Click Learn More below this video. You'll be asked a few questions and find out exactly how much you can get to fund your next investment with not just a lender, but a partner. You're the chef, we're the kitchen.
Alright guys, so again, there we go. There we have it. Again, if you're going to attempt to try this, you can you can use it with Canva. You could set something like this up with Canva. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description. That was the tool we used to set it up. The other two we have to work with, I'm going to show you guys right here. These are the static ads. So our static ads are going to be simply the same angle, really. All that's changing is just the imaging and we slightly change the wording on the actual creative. So same angle. Our other one right here, same thing. So we have a video, we have two ads that are pretty much the same exact verbiage. Only two things we're A/B testing here are going to be our images. So again, guys, when you're doing this, only test one variable at a time. Don't try to over test and do too much. That's what I would do. That's my advice. So video ad, two static pictures. I didn't do it. So this is an older ad account, but I'm using it for the purposes of this video. Use whatever one you have set up on Facebook. So we are going to want to come to engagement. I am going to hit continue. Then I'm going to hit manual engagement campaign. And we're just going to name this Hard Money. You're going to select categories. Guys, make sure to select housing and credit for the categories on this one. Obviously, if you're in the United States, leave it as the United States. And then go ahead and come over to next. I like to name the ad set based off of which location I'm targeting. So I'm just going to put United States. And then I'm going to be targeting this ad only. I'm going to only want to serve it on Facebook and Instagram. Guys, if you guys didn't know, Instagram is owned by Facebook. So when you run ads on Facebook, and if you don't tweak a few things, you know, you're running it on two platforms and you might not know it. So again, purposes of this campaign, I'm running it on both platforms. So I'm going to go ahead and go to website. This is where I will collect the lead from. So I'm going to be collecting it from a landing page. So if you're doing that, go ahead and do website. And I'm going to show you guys the landing page I've set up at the end of this. Don't worry. So you're going to want to make sure conversions are maximized. If you have a pixel, go ahead and do that. I will have another video coming out soon. I'd say I'm probably setting up pixels and basically setting up any sort of back-end things to this if you don't know how to do so already. Alright. So now, guys, we are going to want to start with a moderate budget. You know, I'd say go with no less than $50 per day with hard money leads. So you can expect for that, since I know I'm probably going to get some comments of some people possibly asking like what's going to be the ultimate cost for a lead. So you can expect that, you know, in California, you could expect probably $50 to $65. You know, if you don't have any experience media buying or optimizing campaigns, you might want to expect a bit more. So take that into account. If you don't have experience building this out, you need to collect data. Start with higher. I would start with $80 per day to collect the data, and then once you have more information to go off, and to see whether your ad is performing or not. So that's important. I'm just going to leave it for this example, just $50. But yes, guys, on average, the cost per lead is going to depend based on the state. So just keep that in mind. So California is going to be on the high end. Florida is going to be on the high end. Texas is usually going to be on the higher end. California's number one. Usually you can expect, you know, again, those other two states to follow right behind it. So right here at placements, you're going to want to hit edit. You're going to want to hit manual placements. Don't do Advantage Plus placements unless you want your your ad to show up on some random app that some kid is playing on his iPad. Don't do that. If you didn't know, Facebook sells ad inventory and displays ads on platforms outside Facebook. If you don't want that, you have to check manual placements. So I am only going to do this on mobile. I'm only advertising on mobile. I'm going to check my devices. I'm going to hit mobile. So I'm going to check off the audience network. The audience network is where Facebook shows the ads outside their platforms. Check that off. Check off Messenger. You're only going to be left with Facebook and Instagram. So now, guys, everything is set up. I'm going to go ahead and just hit next and move on to setting up the ad. So now you guys will be able to, see what we put together right here. So guys, alright everyone, so on the Facebook ad side again, so we're back here, we're in ad number 1, so I went ahead and already uploaded the video. It took a while, so I went ahead and just did it off camera. So I set up the ad copy right there. So again, we're using the same exact ad copy across all these 3 ads. So what you're going to do is, this is the primary text, that's where we added it. I showed you guys that already earlier. Now we're gonna come to the bottom here. Just really quick, make sure this is not checked. I would go ahead and not have that checked. That's it. Now we will, the headlines right there, don't beat yourself with a stick. And yeah, we've got to make sure the call to action, learn more, is there. And then you're gonna come down here to the URL and place in your landing page. I'm going to show you guys the landing page right now, but before I do, go ahead and add in your pixel and go ahead and add in your URL parameters. So really quick, URL parameters, you're going to want to set up at least the important ones. You're going to want to set up the source. Just go ahead and type in Facebook. You're going to go to campaign name, just click on it and that'll pop up. Go ahead and click that. Go ahead and set the ad set name. Go ahead and set the ad name, and then ultimately you're gonna. Alright guys, so this is the landing page we got right here. So again, it's consistent with our messaging, and we are going to keep it short and to the point. We don't get too wishy-washy in the landing pages. We don't make them like, I don't want the person to land on this to be able to keep scrolling on their phone. No, you want this person to just be able to only see this when they're opening. You don't want an infinite scroll, guys. Make it short, make it simple. Landlords and investors, don't let banks discourage you. Same angle that we already came in with, right? Check in 60 seconds if you're eligible for up to a $3 million loan limit for your next deal. On these landing pages, guys, add a bit more information than you did the last time, just to get them to keep going. Again, that's the whole point of this. Once you already got them to click on the ad, you now need to get them to fill out the form. So we have to do this strategically. We have to think in terms of a consumer and the journey that they're taking. And that's the problem I see. Most people don't really go really in depth onto the landing pages, and they don't really understand how to keep the messaging consistent. So they end up either getting really bad leads, or their leads, when they land on the landing page, they don't even become a lead. Some people don't even get to the lead because they don't know how to build a landing page. Guys, it's the simpler the better. Go ahead and set up a form on Jotform. I'm going to leave a link to the description below. That's what I use to set this one up. It's a nice, simple, easy. You can get a free trial to test it. And after the zip code, it's going to come to a selection of what kind of property it is. Go ahead and add what kind of property types on your Jotform. So after that, we're going to go ahead and ask for how much they need. What is the loan amount? You can do it in this format. That's how I set it up. So go ahead and just fill this out. They would go fill this out. Then they're going to be asked what is the estimated value of the property. Once they select that, What's their current annual income? Select that. How soon do they need it? I need it ASAP. Full time. Ask for employment status, and then you're going to come to their contact information. I would say it's best to leave the request for their contact information more towards the end. Guys, there's something called the sunk cost fallacy. So when someone has already made micro commitments along the way, they're just going to fill it out because they have already bought into the idea of putting their time into it. They might as well go all the way. So hook them in, hook them till the end, get them to fill out their email and their contact information last. And then we're going to ask for the phone number. So again, guys, think of the consumer, the journey that they're taking. Step 9 of 10, they're on their phone. They're thinking, man, this is just got to be over. Right at the finish line, enter a phone number we can send an estimate to. Guys, the more you can add those bits of, a bit of personality and a bit of reassurance to the consumer on what's going to happen next, the better. The better the lead is going to be. I'm telling you. An educated consumer is the best consumer. And then there we go. So boom. Then it's going to come to a thank you page. You can put, in my opinion, I like to set this up in a way where it positions exactly what's going to happen next. So they need to know once they're done what is going to happen next. So they submitted all the information. Guys, immediately after this, you should be calling them. You should not be wasting any time. You have to pick up the phone and call them as soon as they submit it, because they're going to receive some sort of messaging, and that's the whole point. They need to be able to be drawn down, the sales funnel. As soon as you get them on the phone, sometimes they might not even get on the phone. You might have to send a few text messages. You might have to call them. But regardless, you need to let them know what to expect next. If you're going to call them, tell them you're going to call them. If you're going to send them a message, tell them you're going to be receiving a message. Whatever it is, whatever it is, the more clarity you give, the better. And that's what I will say. So we are calculating your potential buying power for your next investment. Please keep a close eye on your phone and email for a response from our team. You can elaborate on it. You can go more in depth. I'm going to, send you a calendar invite on email. My email is this. I'm going to send you a text message. My phone number is this. Go ahead, try it out, guys, and let me know how it ends up working.